Hello everyone. We are from Group 4 SEEE3533 Section 9 and 10. Our group members are Nur, Hazik, Adam, Joel and Asaf. Today we're gonna talk about modulation. First, we start from amplitude modulation. What is amplitude modulation? The amplitude modulation is when the input of the waveform changes with the amplitude. We can see the illustration from the figure, how it changes. We can divide the AM signals into 5 types. Single sideband, SSB, single sideband suppressed carrier, SSBC, double sideband full carrier, BSBFC, double sideband suppressed carrier, BSBSC, and vestigial sideband, VSB. Next is angle modulation. Angle modulation or exponential modulation uses modulating signal to change frequency and phase of carrier signal. It was introduced in 1931 by Edwin Armstrong. Angle modulation can be classified into 2 categories: frequency modulation and phase modulation. Frequency modulation is when frequency of carrier signal changes with respect to modulating signal, while phase modulation is when phase carrier signal changes with respect to modulating signal. Angle modulation can be viewed as FM or PM. What is the relationship between FM and PM? The relationship is in generation. We can generate FM signal by using PM modulator, and we can generate PM signal using FM modulator. Demodulation process is used to get back the information signal. For FM demodulator, in order to get back information signal from FM signal, PM demodulator is used and pass-through differentiator. For PM demodulator, FM demodulator is used and the signal pass through the integrator. Power in FM signals. Here shown how to calculate the total power in FM signal. The advantages of angle modulation are noise reduction, improved system fidelity and efficient use of power. Angle modulation is used in radio broadcasting, TV sound transmission and cellular radio. Last but not least is radio digital modulation. Before that, we're gonna talk about digital transmission. Pulse signal from the previous modulation or coding method normally are not transmitted in their original from baseband signal. They will modulate a carrier that is suitable with the channels used. Digital signal also can be transmitted through free space if the analog carrier signal is used. There are 3 techniques: ASK, amplitude shift keying, FSK, frequency shift keying, PSK, phase shift keying. Noted that shift keying refers to breaking a circuit using a key to shift current value from 0 to 1. Now we're gonna talk about radio digital modulation. This modulation technique is similar to the analog modulation, in which the modulating signal will vary the amplitude, frequency or phase of the carrier signal. The only difference is the modulating signal is digital signal. Digital data used to modulate the carrier. The task of the carrier is to shift the baseband signal spectrum, which is a digital data, to a higher spectrum around the carrier signal. Amplitude shift keying, ASK. Digital signal is used to switch the carrier amplitude to low or high. Also called on-off keying, IK, and interrupted continuous wave, IK. The string of pulses from digital signal will change the amplitude of the carrier signal. Frequency shift keying, FSK. The generation of an FSK waveform at the transmitter can be achieved by generating 2 ASK waveform and adding them together with a summing amplifier. Phase shift keying, PSK. The phase of the carrier is set to 0 degrees and 180 degrees depending on the digital signal. PSK signal can be represented by the equation shown. To summarize, there are advantages and disadvantages of each techniques. Now, let's learn about QPSK modulation, bitrate and baud rate. QPSK, quad phase shift keying, is a form of phase shift keying in which 2 bits are modulated at once, selecting one of 4 possible carrier shifts: 0, 90, 180, or 270 degrees. It is widely used for wireless LANs, RFID and Bluetooth communication. Quadrature amplitude modulation is a digital television standard using quadrature amplitude modulation. It is the format by which digital cable channels are encoded and transmitted via cable television providers. Basically, it is a combination of phase and amplitude modulation. CAM is used in a variety of communications systems such as dial-up modems and Wi-Fi. What about bitrate and baud rate? Bitrate is the number of bits per second. It is a term used to describe the amount of data being transferred into audio. A higher bitrate basically means better audio quality, while baud rate is the number of signal units per second. It is a rate at which information is transferred in a communication channel. A higher baud rate means faster information transmission pace. Thank you very much. See you next time.